Wow, hello beautiful people. It's a rare treat for me to present to over 400 people here who are just as big marketing nerds as I am. So thank you for this. And before we go any further, we've heard a lot of ideas, right? We've heard about a lot of tools, customization. We will hear about digital twins. There are interesting ideas that are here. How many of you, by show of hands, are feeling excited about the future? Raise your hands. Constanza, there you have. How many of you are feeling a little anxious and a little bit insecure about the future? By the way, this is completely safe space, okay? It's perfectly fine to share. We're all together, except for I was told 80,000 people watching us on Facebook, on socials. So yes, it's very interesting time, right? Where there are lots of things are happening, and some of us are fearing for the security of our jobs. It's perfectly fine, because in marketing we always strive to look for something new. We're always excited about the new tools. And that's what we're discussing here today, right? And so that's what I wanted to start with this idea, right? Now, I'm going to go back, way back, and look at one of the biggest brands, or rather one of the oldest brands that is over 149 years, 50 years almost. And let's look at their ad in 1920s. You know, straight to the point, how's your breath? If it's bad, you won't be welcome. Play safe, use Listerine. A copious amount of copy, because, it's a magazine, you have to have it there. But then it's built on very interesting emotional insight, insecurity. There is an underpinning here of, feeling secure, intimacy, and so on, right? Let's fast forward to 2013. Crime scene, stay away, do not cross. The new product from Listerine, developed by the Billow agency at Lima, Peru. It's also clever, right? No one needs to know, with a little bit of fish signature, that you ate fish. Customer engagement is pretty high. You need to think about it. What does it say? It grabs your attention as you start interacting with this ad, and then it's going to be memorable over time, right? Now, fast forward to 2025. I made this in less than 30 seconds yesterday on my computer. I typed in a prompt, create Listerine print ad with a female consumer highlighting an emotional benefit. Does this look like the others? I don't think so. Something's missing. What's missing is that understanding. What's missing is that emotional underpinning that the other ones had. That is because there is a real human behind it, of those two. Here, it was generated by AI. It's as good as my prompt. So it may suggest ideas, but I'm not able to go further with this. And of course, I'm not saying that AI does not look creative, because we have plenty of ideas here. Not all of them should see the light of day, right? So it's as good as the person who is doing. So there's always a human behind who is going to provide that beautiful emotional underpinning, the meaning. In the world where content becomes obscenely available, within seconds, meaning becomes scarce. And that's what I want to talk about. How do we bring in meaning here in this equation? Now, it's very important to go to fundamentals, but it's also important to think about other industries or similar industries that we have seen go through this. There was another industry that you may not have noticed, or maybe you have noticed as a consumer, but they also have, trade shows, they also have conferences, and so on and so forth. It's the filmmaking industry, right? They have seen a huge increase in technological capabilities of what we can do. Green screens, blue screens, forget about it, right? Immersive experiences. The cameras that are capturing the actors' performances. And so, what do we see as consumers? Not every movie is great, right? There is fatigue of all the automation, of all the visuals and so on. Some of them are great. Some of them are who knows. We didn't see it. We didn't go to the movies because of the bad word of mouth. So my question to you is to ponder, what will all this creativity going to look like, fast forward 3-4 years, where content is so easy to generate, if we don't think about the meaning that we put behind? Now, I want you to actually ask yourselves, do you think they had conferences like these when they were introducing color printing, when TV programming became color programming, and so on? You bet they did. They were just as excited about these types of changes as we. Maybe they were not as greatly orchestrated and organized as the Marketeer magazine will do for us, but of course they had it. And so, going forward, I want to ask you, or I want for you to think, is in the world of marketing and automation and AI, what stays constant? What stays always there? The brands. The Listerine for over 100 years and so on. As long as you don't mess with the logo too much or you evolve it, it's going to be a constant presence there, right? And so what consumers have experienced, have learned, have seen, have tasted about the brands is going to stay in their mind, and that's the asset that keeps on paying back to us. And this is the anchor around which we form our intent in our strategies. And so if we go to the fundamentals, we realize that when we position, develop strategies, we focus on product features, we focus on benefits that those features are supporting, we focus on the values that those benefits are creating. And so we evolved in marketing over the last decades from the foundation where we used to position brands on just one claim, 1 quarter moisturizing cream, or the Coca-Cola, the taste that never cloys. But then we elevated to benefits. We realized that the benefits have more durable power. We can change the products as long as they deliver the same benefits. This is what we're going to be creating in the consumer's mind. And then further, we realized that it's not just the product, it's not what the product does for consumers, it's why it matters to consumers. And this is the space where we create brands. We position products typically on features, attributes, and benefits. We position brands on benefits and values, because from the same brand, the products may come and go, but what we want to focus on the durable pieces, on the durable parts. And so in the context of AI and different tools, the space, the technological capabilities are going to change. But the thing we need to pay attention to is, what do we want our brands to say to consumers? Because consumers don't just buy products, they buy values, they buy benefits, and it says something about the consumers, right? But before going on, I wanted to bring a model for you to help us kind of put different tools that we currently have available and the ones that will emerge in the future in the context of time and in the context of consumer expectations. Because ultimately, this is the content we produce for. These are the people we produce the communication, sales pitches, product experience, branded experience, and so on. And kind of model was initially developed to understand how consumers react to product features. We're going to adapt it to AI tools, and we're going to adapt it to the technological tools in a second. And the model says that you can think of any feature, and you can commit to it, or you can fully develop it, or you don't have it. There is the other dimension, which is how excited consumers are about the feature, how excited, satisfied consumers are going to be about it. So dissatisfaction, satisfaction. And if at any point of time you take about your product space or service space and think about the attributes that we can create, the benefits that consumers can have from them, there's going to be typically a 3-group idea. One group is going to be must-haves. This is something that is absolutely non-negotiable. If you want to be legitimately in this category, you need to have that. Those basic features, no matter how much you give it to the consumers, you're not going to excite them. They're going to expect them, and they don't typically talk to you about them. Once they don't have them, they're going to complain. Think about clicking on your app, and it does not download, the link does not work, right? That's going to be dissatisfaction. But of course, every link should work. So there's going to be space for those types of features. Then you need to think about performance drivers. This is where competition currently is, the attributes, the features that we're currently delivering to the consumers. The more, the better. That's the space of evolution of where the current competition is happening. And then there are delighters. It's something unexpected, something consumers didn't speak about because they didn't know they wanted it, right? So in any category, we have those 3 groups. And interestingly, as time progresses, the expected rather the performance drivers become expected. They transition to become something that everybody has, and the delighters become the performance, and we're seeking out new things. So that transition of constantly evolving down into the basic features is basically progress, right? Evolution. And so now let's adapt the same thing to the new tools in the consumer context that we have. Basic tools, at this moment, personalization, predictive recommendations, chatbots. Nobody is excited, I'm sorry to say this, about Toby, the Vodafone chat, right? You only get complaints when it doesn't work, right? Retargeting. When Zalando suggests to you the pair of shoes that you already bought, you're upset, right? But when the recommendation works, you're like, okay, fine, I'm not really excited about it. In the same space, performance. Where is the competition, or where is the evolution is taking us now? Where consumers really pay attention to. Smarter segmentation. When Spotify is serving you daily discovery, it's based on micro segments of similar tastes. A/B testing at scale. New York Times front page changes titles for the category, for the articles, to help you, to help optimize faster clicking and more clicking. P&G, intelligent media mix modeling. And then there are delighter tools, real-time storytelling, the campaigns that evolve with audience feedback, voice agents with personality, not just a chatbot, but something that like Duolingo behaving, telling you things and engaging you, and these are the delighters. So, at any point of time, for the next 10 years, look at these three categories and ask yourself, what is it that where are we? What is the current basic tools? Where is the competition happening? And what are some of the new things we're looking at? Now, I see that I'm out of time, but I'm going to finish with one idea, with one topic, which is in the ever-evolving space, where the competition is happening, where the tools are becoming available, the voice of the brand matters. It needs to have a soul. And the soul is coming from you. You, the people, the marketeers. You're the ones who are creating meaning. You're the ones who are harboring it. And as the education partner, Católica-Lisbon, for this conference, we strongly believe in this. And for that reason, we believe in continuous education and constantly improving ourselves. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.